happy with this 10 years ago. We were trying to find funding so that we could actually go in and do the active management, do the prescribed burns, and it always came out of the fire suppression budget. And it seems to me to be sort of penny wise and pound foolish. It cost us a lot more to suppress the fire, so we had, in addition to that fund, another fund that we could actually go in the off-fire season and make these forests healthier. We could actually reduce the size of the fire fund in the first place, and that logic has never seemed to filter through the Potomac.
I agree.
Maybe you can tell us why.
I mean, interestingly enough, the federal government never budgets for catastrophes. I don't care whether you're talking about a hurricane. There's no budget for that, and we'll react to it. And again, this doesn't answer it directly. But if you had the ability, or if we really looked at these federal lands as multiple use, where you have commercial activity, I mean, there's a ways you could probably contract out to mitigate some of this if you have the ability to do it. But you're being constrained. If I might add, just today there's a new management plan that was spotted out, just released about an hour ago. My staff is going through it right now, but they just briefly let me know that in this management plan, they do not mention the barred owl as being the culprit. Now, there's evidence that suggests that very strongly, so we're looking at the plan, but my guess is going to be exactly the same thing. Don't have multiple use, and you're going to continue perpetuating that problem. I get frustrated by that, and every year we try to put more money in there for these sort of things, but I sense your frustration, but I think there's a better way long term. And it has to be worked out, but to give you more authority to do some of the activity to mitigate, which you can see on a local level, but we just don't have that ability.
Yeah, I mean, I think the local ability is part of it, but part of it is just financing, because a lot of these treatments, and I do agree, you need the private sector to come in and actually do them, which is why we need that local mill capacity, but many of these thinning treatments are not going to bring them the revenue that covers the cost of the sales. And so we need to subsidize. I would call it not a subsidy, an investment in forest health. It seems to me if you cast it that way, you make it a job creation as well as a forest health issue. But I think until we can get the federal resources behind efforts to improve the health of our federal forests, we're going to continue to do this. We're going to be having this conversation a decade from now.
Well, we probably will, unfortunately. But